Welcome back. We are at week 4 of the Playing in the Dirt series, and we are about to fill some of those beds that I made last week with some compost. Perfect, babe. Now do that side. So over here we're going to do butternut and acorn squash, and then we're going to do cucumbers, all different types in here, and hopefully teach them to grow over this trellis. Well, we are at week 5, day 35 of outdoor sowing for all of our winter and brassicas. So let's look at what day 35 looks like. Again, this is in compost. I thought I was buying some really good stuff, so now I'm kind of wondering if it's due to the colder weather or if it's due to maybe not the best new dirt for these raised beds. So let's take a look. I just went through the majority of my rows, and as you can see, I thinned them out. So here was the cauliflower. You can see it's got like this purple stem and then this purple veining. Went ahead and separated the seedlings. I'm not going to throw them away. I'm going to go plant them at my neighbor's or, in another bed that I have. So I separate out the cauliflower. Here's the broccoli. I have 2 nice rows that have a lot of room now. And here, of course, is all the seedlings that I pulled out. Here's the kale. I left them in larger bunches, but I did pull some out here. Haven't ever done kale before, so I'm not sure if they'll be good in big bunches and just have more, or if I should just reduce it down to just one little seedling. Didn't touch the spinach. Didn't touch the beets yet. I did touch the arugula. As you remember, that was the first one that came up. And of course, there's lots and lots of seedlings. Lots. But there were so many, so I thinned them out, and they are here. We'll bring those down to the neighbors, or also find a spot where these are low-lying, and they like 6 hours plus of sun per day, but they would take the shade. So I think these might be good underneath tomato plants, underneath broccoli, where they'll get the nitrogen and they'll be underneath, but they'll also get some shade where the broccoli's growing tall. Here I did some of my red sail, which is down there. So day 35. All my beans and my peas. Those are bush beans right there by Sorsha. My iceberg lettuce, I do need to thin that out still. So I just kind of started out here. Jeremy, as I showed you, just filled my beds. Trying to figure out, I did say I wanted to do the acorn and the spaghetti and the butternut squash. Or the butter squash over here. But I kind of don't want these big panels to show from the front aesthetically. So functionally and aesthetically, if I make this bed into like my peppers, and then my back bed that I was going to do all my peppers in, then I can grow all my acorn squash and things back there, because they do take up a lot of room. This is going to be all my crooked necked and my straight necked yellows, and then my zucchinis. And then this is kind of overflow onions, and then a whole bunch of broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and some okra. So there is about 11 days left. Today is the 5th. 11 days left until in 7A, our last frost date is April 15th. So I looked at the forecast. It looks really good. I looked at the soil temperatures. They look really good for the next 10 days. I don't have the 11-day forecast, but I'm pretty confident that if I put seeds in the ground, I'm going to be totally okay. However, I've started so many seeds in the house that I don't even know if I should. But then again, it's like I have them, I could share them. In this day and the ages right now, if I have more plants, I have more plants. If I have more vegetables, I have more vegetables. If I can't can it, if I can't share it with my family and my friends, I'll give it away. You know, everyone needs a little help sometimes. And I have the ability to grow as much food in this food garden that I can. So we'll see. We'll see if I make the decision and where I should put those. If you have an idea, if I should put my vining squashes in the back, maybe to take the attention away from the front, so the front could stay all kind of nice and clean and tight, and then have all the squashes and things in the back. Let me know if you think they should be in the front and kind of saturate the fencing in the front and make it all green. Let me know if you think that's a good idea too. Comment below and let me know what you would do. There's a little doll in here with me today. She is my 1-month-old baby Kiko. She was born on 3/3. She does not have a name. She does not have a name. No, she does not have a name. No. Here's a look at the second bed. And we have Swiss chard. And I thinned out the purple scarlet kale. Right here we have our radishes. I thinned out the radishes. This is our onions, yellow and red. Day 35 outside. This is our Detroit red beet. Again, scarlet purple kale. Pink chard. Orange chard. Cabbage. Next to that's the butter crunch. It looks really good. I'm not going to separate any of that. Next to it is spinach. To the left there's all the peas. And then the purple dragon tongue. And then our Walla Walla. And then some carrots in the back. I did transplant some rows of carrots, as you can see here, kind of between the rows of the brassicas. Let's talk about these fence panels. I couldn't decide what to do. I didn't really want to go buy another trellis. I wanted to use what I have. So what I have is these fence panels. I could take them off if I need them, or I could leave them if I don't. But all these beans and peas, they're going to grow up and just navigate their way through all these squares. And the same on this side here is going to happen. So they're going to just fill these fence panels, and they're going to look nice, and you're not going to look like trash like they do right now. And then it'll be easy for us to come on this side, pick some beans or peas, pick them here, some old homestead. There's purple, there's yellow wax beans back here that are bush. I left space here where I can just pick them off. I think it's going to work real well. I'm going to take these radishes over to where my zucchini and my yellow summer squashes will be growing, and they are going to be great companions. So I've got 2 rows of zucchini here, and then I've got 2 rows of crooked neck and straight neck here, and I haven't filled the rest of the rows in. So since the zucchini's going to come up on this side and this side, I believe I'm just going to go ahead and do a row to the left of it and maybe a row up the middle of radish. Okay, all radishes are transplanted, so there's zucchini down the middle, and I just did an evenly spaced amount of radishes on both sides of the zucchini. Next, I'm going to take this kohlrabi and I'm going to go put it in where my cucumbers. Hi, honey. Hi, sweet girl. Oh yeah, so we're going to put it in where my cucumbers are. She's not eating straw or vegetables yet, so I'm not worried about her. Over here, so I will just do cucumbers in the front, and then maybe the second row back, I could do the kohlrabi. This is what I have to deal with while I'm trying to plant. Cutie butt. Cauliflower, our companion planting to cucumbers. So hopefully we'll get some cucumbers all along the front, help them vine up, go over the arbor, and then right here I can come back and do cauliflower because they do take up a lot of room. Cauliflower around the surrounding of the cucumber bed. And this tomato, I am planting carrots all across here and across there. On both back corners, I did a patch for marigolds. I'm doing a huge patch of marigolds, and then I'll plant them and disperse them amongst all 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these tomatoes. And then over here, I did some arugula on the inside and red sales leaf lettuce on the outside, because that's just a temporary crop that'll be done in about a month or 2. Just to share what I did in the big, here I did some, let's see, Shanty red carrots. I put carrots all the way around in there, and here I did some purple beauty peppers. We'll just like grow them out, let them all sprout, and then I will. And these I did with some beautiful green bell pepper seeds that I collected from the most beautiful and sweetest green peppers that we got from Aldi's about a month ago. So I took out their seeds and I dried them, and we are just trying. There's a lot in there. They're overcrowded, but once I can transplant them, I can share them with people. I can put them in my bed. It's so funny. It looks like Wally. Wally! Eva! Except with an attachment, but it's so funny. I am going to go down to my neighbor's. I have so many seedlings that I tried to transplant, and there's still so many left over. So I did it on purpose. I want enough to share. So I'm going to share some butter crunch, some cauliflower, arugula, kale, red sales, and broccoli. So let's go down to their farm and throw them in their garden bed real quick. Okay, so we put some of the extra plants in the neighbor's garden. So broccoli, 2 rows. She got some beautiful lettuce that the girls planted and some tomatoes. Right there is kale. Right here is butter crunch. Right there is arugula. And then right there is red sale. I don't know if you can really see the red sale. And next to it is cauliflower. So as you see, all my tomato plants are very leggy. I did last week go and get this big shop light, which has 5,000 lumens. It also said 5,000 Kelvin. So what I did is I found a cell that had more than one, so you could see 1, 2, 3. Look at that. It's hard to film and do it at the same time. So I went underneath and I pulled it up. I slowly separated it out. Then I slowly pulled the root out. And as you can see, it's so leggy, but it has a nice little root. The plan would be to experiment, put it in as a leggy seedling, and let all of these become roots. Let's go to the garden. So I'm gonna do a little experiment. I separated out the little seedlings of tomatoes that are very leggy, and I have been putting a fan on them. They do get 16 hours of light and then the rest of darkness every day, but they're pretty leggy. So I'm gonna try to put them outside. It's warm enough for them to be out here, but it's not safe enough because they're so leggy. So let's see how this will work. I used scissors and I cut these in half, and I'm gonna use them as little conches. I very gently pulled the leggy seedlings out. I'm gonna take my marker and I'm gonna make a pretty deep hole, say 2 inches or so. Maybe need to go a little deeper. I'm gonna slowly put the seedling nicely down since it's so leggy. See it. Okay, so I just put it down about 2.5 inches. So as you can see, we went from a very long leggy seedling to the first 2 leaves with some brand new leaves coming out. Now I'm gonna take this top, I'm sorry, this is the bottom of a water bottle, and I'm going to try to secure it down and see if this works. I've only got 4. I have a whole bunch in the house. However, I just wanted to try this experiment for the next week out here and see how it works. If it works well, then I'm going to go ahead and just directly transplant them outside with a wind covering on them. And our very last one. See how long that root is? See how leggy the plant is? I went ahead and started a baseline. So here's a tomato planted directly in the same compost without the greenhouse effect of the water bottle. So we'll keep this as our baseline, and then we'll compare next week on our next video to... Well, that was a lot of stuff crammed into just 1 week's worth of video. If you like our content, please subscribe and have a great day and stay safe.